not joking. All my guys, them know me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa Oti, and if you're new on this channel, don't you like this beautiful face you're seeing? Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell so that whenever I post new content on this channel, you will be the very first to find out. So you guys, your favorite errand girl is here, giving you all a sit down video. But guys, please, can I ask you for a favor? As you're watching me right now, please just smash that like button. It is very, very important. Smash that like button. If you feel like this video is going to be of relevance to your friends, your colleagues, your family, anybody at all, feel free to share, but please like this video. Also subscribe to my channel. It's very important. After subscribing, that bell beside it, click on it. Very important, guys. Thank you in advance. Thank you. So you guys, today's content is more like an advice, keeping you aware, keeping you abreast. Anyway, guys, today we're going to be talking about dependents. Dependents can either be a spouse, civil partner, children, but note, your parents are not your dependent. Like me, for instance, I can't bring my mom or my dad or my siblings to live in the UK under me as my dependent. It's not possible. It has to be either my husband or my children or my civil partner. That is it. Even my boyfriend, if I had a boyfriend, because I am very much married, I won't be able to bring him to the UK. If you're a guy, if you have a girlfriend, you definitely will not be able to bring your girlfriend to the UK as your dependent unless you guys get married. So I hope you get the gist now. Now, from time to time, people do send me DMs on Instagram for me to advise them on, moving to the UK with their kids. People do ask me what are the pros and cons of moving to the UK with their family. Like, is it advised, or is it better for the main applicant to come first and then the rest can join the main applicants probably like 6 months later or 1 year later or 6 months later? Frankly, I understand that family is everything. It's very important for you to always be with your family. I mean, am I even supposed to start giving the reasons why we need family? We all know how vital and how important family is. Like, family is, like, for me, family is my life. And I can't imagine, wanting to move abroad and then having to leave my husband and my kids in the UK, for instance, and migrate to Australia. They've been in Australia for 6 months and then they come join me. It's not easy. It's not the easiest of things to do, but sometimes it is very essential, vital, and almost like necessary, right? So in this situation, we're going to be discussing that. Now, when it comes to bringing your dependent to the UK, like moving with your dependent, one thing you want to consider is accommodation. On this channel, I have asked several people, like a lot of people have talked about their challenges with accommodation. So it is very important for me, if I'm to say, it's best for you to come alone. That way, you're able to experience the culture shock first. You're able to understand the system. Or in a situation whereby it's just you and your wife. Like, I replied someone DM on Instagram. She might be watching this video. She said she's pregnant, they're moving to the UK. Is there advice? So, like, since you don't know, like, you have kids already, since it's just you and your pregnancy and your husband, then no problem. You can come. You people should be able to cope. I believe so. I know that getting accommodation, it can be really difficult these days. I'm not here to discourage anybody, but just know that it can be really difficult. Lots of landlords always like to do their checks, and most times I don't know what's wrong with them. Once they know that you have family, like family of 3 or 4, they will not want to give you the accommodation. I just don't know the reason behind that. I have a very close friend of mine, in fact my colleague, she's from Nigeria. She has been in the UK for like 3-4 years. I'm not sure. She tried to get accommodation. She has just herself, her husband, and 2 kids. She struggled. Like, to get accommodation was such a big problem for her. In fact, at some point she felt like it was racism. So finally she saw a house that she liked and she went for viewing. She really loved the house, and then she spoke with the letting agent. The agent was like, yes, the house is still very much available. You need to pay your deposit, your bond, this, that, blah, blah. Everything was there. They even told her to pay 4 months upfront. She did not object, said no problem, because she really loved the house. It was just clean and fine and all that. Like, more like a new build. It was really fine. She sent me pictures. It was really, really good. And all of a sudden, the next day, she has already paid the bond of £500. So the next day, the letting agent rang to tell her that the house is taken. This is someone that has already paid bond. You can see what's going on. So she had to like contact my colleague that is a British and ask her to please ring this number and find out if this house is available. So my colleague, in our presence, rang this letting agent that, oh, I just saw your house on Rightmove. Is this still available? These people said yes, because obviously they heard the British accent. You can imagine. I want to believe that the agent was very okay with my friend taking the house, but when she showed her records to the owner of the house made a decision not to accept her, maybe because she's black. I don't know. I can't even tell. But yes, this is the reality. Things like this happen. So in this kind of situation, you don't want to be battling these issues with 3 kids, living in Airbnb or maybe in your friend's accommodation, because trust me, how long are you going to stay in your friend's house? At some point your friends will start becoming very uncomfortable, because this country, body they pepper person well. If you know, your body will start itching you, especially when you're paying bills, you're feeding that your friend and his family and they're not contributing anything, they're just all over your space. You start getting frustrated no matter how kind you are. So that's why I will always advise that it's best to come alone. In fact, some persons also advise that you get an accommodation from your home country, like you look for accommodation in the UK. I don't really fancy that. I've not seen anybody that did that, but I don't really fancy it, because it's very important for you to use your 2 eyes like this to see the house. Do you understand? For me, that's what I believe in. Also, there's this mold of a thing that grows in homes. Mold is so dangerous. I didn't know about mold until I watched a particular YouTuber, Tola Lucy. She said, I forgot what she titled the video, UK silent killer. I was like, gosh, I had to Google it. I'm like, oh God, I was shocked. Mold is so terrible, it can kill. So that's why it's better for you to just come alone, do the house viewing yourself. At least that way you can be able to take your time. You will not be desperate, because when you're with kids, at that point you're so desperate, because you're still spending your local currency in the UK, which of course can be terrible, can be really awful. Also, if you're planning on coming to the UK, it's also very important that you understand the system, right? That's why I always advise people to watch videos. There's some people I interviewed in my sweet interview. They were like, no, there's nothing so shocking about the UK. I came prepared. I already knew what I was going to experience. So me experiencing these things is normal. I know I'm going to get over it, because people have shared their experiences on social media, on YouTube, on TikTok. You see, that kind of thing, that is what I always advise people to do. So make up your mind. Actually, here in the UK, you may want to decide that, okay, my child will attend in Catholic school. Like for me, I know my kids will attend Catholic schools. But I know when it comes to school, finding the right school for your child, they use catchment areas. For instance, you live in Huddersfield, and you know that, there is a very beautiful school in Wakefield, public school, and then you expect to get that school immediately. No, not at all. They always prioritize, people that are living, the locals that are living around that school. So if you already have in mind that, okay, I want my child to attend a Catholic school, it boils down to the same accommodation. That's why it's good for you to come alone, take your time and look for schools around that area. Just check the area, be sure that the area is safe and good for raising kids. And also proximity to your town or city center. Imagine you come with your family, you will be desperate to find a house. That's just the truth. Also, as a dependent, it is very, very important, right? For instance, myself, I'm a dependent, right? And I keep saying it, there is more to life than being a carer, than being a nurse, than being a doctor or whatever. So many careers in this country. You would think life ends in just being a doctor, nurse, carer. Now, there's so many wonderful careers that you can explore, and trust me, you don't even need to go to school. All you need to do is certifications upon certifications, and that is why I have made up my mind that this is my year of bagging certifications. I might not start using them immediately, but when I am ready, obviously probably when my kids are like 2, I will be able to apply them. I know that they will pave way for me, because this country, I know you need skills, you need certifications, you need experience. At least let me hold one. So guys, make up your mind. Like if you're coming as a dependent, you know that you're able to work unlimited hours. So whether you're coming as a tier 2 dependent or tier 4 dependent, you're free to work unlimited hours. That is the main reason why you have to make up your mind. If you're an engineer, for instance, in your home country, or you're a marketer, or you're an accountant, trust me, there are so many courses that you can do that will enable you practice here in the UK. Very important. Like myself, I made up my mind that I am going to do my CIPD. Like I've made up my mind. For now, I'm even doing a course. After this course, I'll mount another one. I will back so many courses. That's one of the advantages of living in the UK. You have opportunity to do so many courses free. Though you have to pay, like CIPD, you have to pay, but there are some that you can literally do free. Believe me. Don't just come here and be like, oh, I want to be a carer. Don't just believe that, oh, if I come, I'll just look for an agency and just be working. You might not even get enough shifts. Do you understand? Also, as a dependent, especially as a T4 dependent, utilize your IHS. So I'm not talking about carers now. Carers, health workers, they don't pay IHS. Utilize your IHS. Like, if possible, go to GP. When you register with your GP, tell them to run a check on you. I know I did that when I came into this country. Shocking me. I went to my GP that, please, I want to check that I'm fine from head to toe. I want to do a general checkup. Well, it was good. And they did a general checkup for me. I think I'm going to do that again. I think so. You can even go for your dental checkup. You know, these small NHS free things. Utilize them. Or if you check very well, most blacks don't really like going to the hospital, which of course comes from home. In Africa, we don't really like going to the hospital, except it's very serious. So coming here, we'll forget that it is free. And most people paid for IHS, which is expensive, so utilize it. After the if I come, I will do check off myself, do check off my children. Oh my God, I'm just inside this content, but you get the drill, right? Also, plan to integrate, guys. Integrate. Let me tell you guys something. I have a friend, not really like a friend, like a big auntie, though we are not related. She came to the UK from Portugal, so her children were speaking Portuguese. Is that what they call it? Yeah, Portuguese. They didn't understand English. So coming here, they had lots and lots and lots of setback. Like, you know, when teachers are teaching in English, they can't understand. So you really made them to be failing a whole lot. Those are the things that you have to also program. For instance, let's say you've been living in a rural area in wherever you're from in Africa. When you come here, prepare your mind that this is most likely going to happen to your kids. A little bit of setback. So just prepare your mind probably to enroll your kids into online private lesson to help boost them. Very, very important. Also, guys, speech delay of a thing. See, I have a very close friend. We're just talking randomly because my child did not really start talking early, like it did not, and it really bothered me, even though thank God it's making lots and lots of progress now. So we're just discussing, and she was like, that our child was rapping in Nigeria, or like she's Yoruba, they live in Lagos, so the child was rapping like very sound, very okay, talking fine, but the child came into the UK and it just declined. Like the child doesn't even talk anymore. It just makes sounds, and then it takes you to, if you want bread, for instance, they will take you to where bread is. If you want water, instead of saying, I want bread, mommy, even mommy, daddy, that the child was saying, he was not saying it. What happened? They came here, they stayed in Airbnb for a very long time. When they finally got accommodation, you know, when you're settling, it's hard for you to actually integrate, look for Africans around, attend African party, like take your child to breakfast club or lunch club, even play groups. Like now, I take my kids to play group like twice a week. My twins, because I actually want them to talk fast and integrate. So these things, find people, look for Africans. I know some persons want to be loners, but for the sake of your kids, especially if your kids are still very little, 2, 3, 4, take them out. If it's sunny, take them to the park, let them integrate, let them mix up, so that this peak delay of a thing won't happen to them. Very important, guys. Very, very important. Also, guys, learn a skill. See, you see this beautiful hair, even though the hair is now old because it's been a while she made it. It was made by one lady, Messidu, on Instagram. I'm going to leave a link in my description box and her name on the screen. She learned hair making as a student, and believe me, she's making it. She has been getting customers lately, and honestly, I am so proud of her. So as a dependent, bear in mind that it might not be really easy for you to get a job when you come. It won't be easy. That's the truth. Except you're very lucky, it won't be easy. That's why you need to learn a skill. Hair making. If I recently today, my husband just built bed. Me that is talking himself. Which skill do I even have? But you guys, at least YouTube is helping my life. What am I even saying? But yeah, you get the point. But learn a skill. Could be carpentry, making hair, photography. Oh God, those people, they're in money. Especially if you're so good, you're giving us Niger effects, not you this UK effect though. Pure Niger effects. Hot cake, trust me. If I tell you how much I pay for any time I want to snap my children, very expensive. Photography, even cooking, if you're a very good cook, prepare yourself ahead of time, you know, just open up a page, you know, start socializing in church, you know, tell people I do this, so I cook, I make hair, you know, just so you can be able to sustain yourself depending when you find a job. Even when you get a job, it can also be a side income. You'll be surprised that you're even making more money from your side income than your main job. If you get the point, don't underestimate the importance of learning a skill. as a dependent, even as a main applicant, but because today's video is more of dependent, that's why I'm just talking about it. So guys, if you know any other thing that dependents should know, please share with us in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. I believe you've been able to learn a thing. Please don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, so that whenever I post new content, you'll be the very first to find out. Till I see you all in my next one. Bye guys.